Okay then guys, we're back with Hogwarts Legacy, and today we have got another clip that has been posted out by Avalanche WB themselves on their Twitter feed. This one has got a lot to do with the customization options and armor sets and clothing with regards to Hogwarts Legacy. This is probably one of my most intriguing parts because I am an absolute nerd for customization. So we're going to take a dive into this today and see what it is that we can see within this clip. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's crack on to the magical clothing in the wizarding world of Hogwarts Legacy. Now, when we look at the first part of the clip, you can see right here, and I will get a lot of these technical terms wrong, but we have got like a waisted cloak with a sort of trenched looking jacket, and this thing looks absolutely tremendous, and I'm actually astonished with the level of detail that is actually input into these clothing. Now, whether these are hard side piece designs that are used for the cinematic arrangement, or if this is actually in-game sort of file footage, it is yet to be seen, but irrelevant to it, this has a very nice looking floral effect across the trench coat with the pinstripe waist with the brass buttons. It is actually very, very cool, as it represents the 1800s of the Hogwarts Legacy's wizarding world very, very well. The one thing we do want to keep our eye on is this little emblem sort of brooch on the left hand side on the top collar. Now, what this does look like is a few things, although we're not too sure what this is. This could represent absolutely everything or anything from a specific collection of wizards and witches that are essentially collaborating together. This also looks like the same sort of logo from Ollivander's. This doesn't really make much sense if it is the case, but it does look extremely similar. After that, they do show us this absolutely amazing set of clothing right here, which has got almost like the silk styled shirt with the very, very in-depth fabric on it, and it looks very, very cool indeed. We've almost got like a Mexican style themed, as you can see on the waistcoat itself. They've got a lot of like skull style images. That alongside the pinstriped trousers and the sort of scarf brooch thing, the pin on the chest, I don't know what that is, but the emblem on that looks absolutely amazing as well. I know it has more of a technical term and actually has a name for it itself, I just can't bloody remember it. But the level of detail inside of these pieces of clothing are absolutely insane. The textures just look absolutely on point, and they seem to really have captured this very, very well. And this isn't something that I thought that I would see within inside of Hogwarts Legacy. And this is only but scratching the surface of what it is that they've done inside of this game. I was under no illusion that this game was going to be extremely good and right down my street or alley. Yeah. But the amount of detail that they've put into the graphical imagery for this is mental. And when we move on to the next piece that they've got for us, this is actually the Goblin armor sets. Now, we've got two armor sets that we have relatively seen, I think, in the gameplay trailer. There has been some sort of clips and stuff that we have seen from this, but two different sets that we can see. The one on the right actually has the full wrist and hand gauntlet style armor with the cloaked hood and the crest that holds the cloak in the middle, and it does look extremely amazing. The way that they've actually detailed this out is tremendous, and this is just not something I expected. But there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of different style emblem things on the side of all of this that we just don't know what they mean, if they even mean anything at all, or if they're just a part of the design work, such as the one on the hood. What these could be, we'll have to wait and see, but as far as actual design art on this, it looks absolutely amazing. With the Goblin armor on the left, which focuses more around the shoulders and helmet style, which I would suggest is probably more your warrior goblin style character with the big great swords or the standard sword that it will utilize or whatever. This is a very, very interesting concept, mainly because there's so much detail on the side of the armor pieces themselves, with tremendous amount of art on the side of it. They've done a very, very good job of actually being able to conduct a very detailed version of this. And like I state, I'm hoping that this is kind of like to the detail that we'll see in game. And from what we've seen inside of the gameplay trailer, I'd recommend it's going to be pretty damn close, to say the least, but this isn't even the most impressive part of it. When we look at the actual character models themselves that they show, we see loads of different variations, from skin tones to hair textures to hair designs, to eye colorations, to there is absolutely nothing that they have not covered with this. And I think the one thing that I can really appreciate, because there's one thing inside of games which really annoys the hell out of me for a game in 2022 to have, it's hair texture. Most games can never really get the leveling down for hair texture, and it always looks quite fine, and it looks quite dry and quite thin, and it just looks like it's inside of a game. The one thing that they've actually managed to nail down really well inside of this is the texturing on hair, whether it is dreadlock movement, whether it is tied back hair, curly hair, short hair, long hair. They have really done such an amazing job with the character customization that it just looks so much more real than most games that you'll see on the market nowadays. Not only just that, but even the skin tones themselves, they have them down to an absolute fine art. It's not every day that you manage to find a game that has the character customization skills around skin and hair production that actually has this nailed down. But the blemishes, the coloration on cheeks, the way that the skin is actually arranged and glows is just nailed and is absolutely on point. And I really have to give them such a massive round of applause for such a difficult task to actually achieve. Now, like I state, whether the game footage itself is going to look like that when we actually get our hands on it is yet to be seen, but as of right now, this is looking pretty damn promising, and this is one thing I'm extremely excited about, because like I stated, I am such a customization nerd, it is insane. And I'm almost guaranteeing the character I start off with will look nothing like the character in the middle of my game playthrough or the end of my game playthrough, because you are able to obviously alter all of this as you go through your Wizarding World journey inside of Hogwarts Legacy. This for me is a really impressive showcase, and something that I'm really glad that they've done. To most people this will be quite a minor attribute and a very cool piece of art, but for me this just says so much more about the gameplay itself and the footage that we could potentially end up with. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.